Na ye kwa lab technicians. Wamo eho na nkoma oho. Dr. Franklin Amartey Amarh. Amartey Amarh. First Vice Chair. Na do na MELPWU na MELPWU asemu. Na asemu na omde betu dwa ya omko striker ama amanfo wuwu ye confirm not to say Dr. Bekai say nipa ewu accident victims. Yeah, I see a lab test. Emma womo checking crofo mo jemu ni ade. Yeah, lab technicians wom go fie. Apenfo aba wom pese wom ye yi wom ble wom go fie. We nya ska nko private aye ka. Awraba bia no wo ho heart.
Yeah.
Wo kankra na areho. Ni hunu mu fi moja chese okoye se holy heart na. Okoye lab test.
Obeje di say me de me answer over the papa yes. But obeje di say me de neighbor.
Yes, na on sanya doctor so.
But obeje di say me de neighbor.
Ko na watch man tia se da.
Na watch.
Na watch.
But obeje di say o tobo. Obeje di say omo ma me de free.
O sister ho de.
Mo sister yes. Obeje di say me de free. Omo se me fa ne free for no. Fa ho adwe. Fa ho adwe ntem. Obeje di say mo se me fa ne free for anoche. Embra kolebu. For one reason. There's a particular scan machine here. Almost say the extent of cancer, whatever in the bone. The whole Ghana, a biniho, apart from Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
Hey! Chese for not teaching hospital. Ya sabia ke say referral hospital.
I'm telling
teaching
you.
Teaching hospital.
Yes,
a biniho. Scan machine.
Omuni this a Kolebu. Inti nyamboa.
Na ni po wa check here say ye adwuma de.
My friend, my confirm no almost say ye adwuma. Almost say no kra no enema chemicals ni ndro mo di gum ma na ye adwuma no mo kra fi South Africa na eba. Na eno no endan chain. Lab technicians almost be hwehwe mo jemu no mo make sure say you see, it is so bad.
And
that was the earlier discussion. And said doctor, yare, nurse, yare, na Onua nurse and so she no yare no.
Sa video no ochna ye bebo. Sa interview now ye no.
Yes,
ye bebo no ochna.
Or ye medical practitioner. Or yare Onua nurse and so yisika ekosa no yare. Na op a better condition of service.
Lab technician.
Lab technician. Not op a better condition of service. Nasa wusu wunya mana no on alternative bi so onko Belarus no kokwa ye adwuma ni entwa de ka kese a onwene ho
ba ye ntia se so se neni na na etumi ya no man yi. It's not all of it that we can
agreed. No, fantastic, but you create that enabling environment.
Private companies you kura etimi etipa papa ye
but obeje di say private business private man to say media general
because COVID buy adwuma hodo increase salaries and kakra it's not much. Because I said TUC complained that there wasn't enough, but they increased it. Ask how many private media houses or companies who did.
But
some reduced it.
Obeje say asat now. Doctor be na catch them so boa me boa. Or say COVID also na omo COVID insurance be the more. Or no doctor they catch them in confidence say omo munya COVID ni be in the course of omo you know omo dua so now
omo ye ka say omo yi omo ka
omo dua
ma vice akwa ba era Amartey Amarh anape
machi me ma o chief so nyina
o ma de so na mo mantumi anfa kwoto anyenkwan makọ
o ma da ho
na ya dada mo sa kwotena se ya de musika amamo ana
ebi enye sa na che na o ma echi mu no mrawom and to yen to me we are law abiding people and to me yen to me infa ye pen ye dia ye pe
na nye pay ya na mo de call strike ya because me say some crofo ni bi cry were angry. They didn't want you to lift the strike. Why? Because Marco negotiations be that 2 years ago. Till date, nothing has been done. Until we get to our Marco strike. Much more means omunyi didi wo say ano buy the abomono on be wedjuma.
Sa pepe na night here. Na two wrongs can never make it right. Whatever the case, they were innocent.
Why did you go back?
There were innocent lives involved. And also, there was a certain compare by the National Labour Commission, which we cannot renege on. Take note that National Labour Commission, they couldn't pronounce our strike as illegal.
Illegal, of course.
They couldn't. Reasons are that we submitted ample time within which duty bearers could avert whatever happened. Because we served notice on the National Labour Commission, the Ministry of Health, Fair Wages and Salary Commission, and the Ministry of Finance. 2 weeks. We wrote to them on 3rd of June, and we embarked on our strike on the 17th of June. It is very clear.
But they said duty bearers in a frame.
It is not true.
They called you people the day before or 2 days before your strike.
It is not true.
You're not going.
It is not true. We submitted by writing. They could have written to us. Not even a call. I mean, call is also a form of inviting people.
Yes.
And so I would put on record that that is a palpable lie. You see, we recognize that a yes strike no never we strike because the attention that we need, the opportunity that we need even to negotiate was not coming. And so the strike was just to create an attention. And so what it means is that if the attention had been offered earlier before the strike happened, we wouldn't have been back on the strike.
But last Saturday, let me tell you key points on Okansi. And we make a lot of points, and you were so emphatic. Say you needed that working condition to enable you to work effectively.
Of course.
Now, Munyakra and Kancha mu say, yeah, the amamu, but you've called off your strike. What kind of attention were you people trying to create?
So what is the conditions that you are talking about?
Yes.
So the conditions I'm talking about spells out everything about our work environment. Now, it will sadden you to know that as health workers...
Oh, you're right. What did you?
Meditri.
And you know who I You know when I saw my mom brought for a pen, this brought for me to the papa.
I'll go squad the body.
Maybe they're good on the body, but Tina Minty, my morning.
The Tiani said, yeah, upon Mudia Jumano Grano. Ubedia to Muse, your work environment, you know, hazard say woman. Here because we work with infectious agents in the area environment. And in an unlikely event, you must be assured, sir, you'll be properly taken care of.
Yes.
It is sad, sir, if you look at what pertains in even other non-health organizations, their conditions of service to take care of them when they are sick is better than we, the health workers. And so these were some of the things that we were having conversations about in the conditions of
service. Say, we are surgical ward, more surgery now, or be panier our patient in a precure now. Or more tested for HIV, you'll be given some days off to stay at home. They will give you the medication and all that for free. I won't you.
Well, so that is a condition of Ridge Hospital. I see.
Okay. Well, that is even a national policy. Okay. When you get needle stick injury and you report, these are the things. But you see, aside,
you also have this.
Aside of that, you know, when you are sick and for some reasons it is not captured under the National Health Insurance, you should get full cost recovery. But that is not the case. That is not the case.
Cancer no be a when you cancer near the bar say lab cancer naba. Enti anase bia HIV wa to pebu na akwa yode. Oh, we now we
I say nyobia no okori nya HIV.
Oh, eno na doso, eno na de ba bebere nti na me can say. Now when ya HIV say ehwe.
Well, so how can we prove that you did not get it on the line of duty? Maybe are there a line of duty. Now, if you look at other conditions of service, I have had extensive investigations into some of our colleagues in the financial sector. And if you look at their conditions of service in terms of taking care of their health, it's far better than those of us that are selling health. It is only fair that if you are selling health, you should be given priority that when you want health care yourself, it should be extended to you. Without limited cost. Without any limitation. You should get full cost.
More quiet. Abandoning family hoka. Nina.
Sa pepe na yekalo. which is rightfully so, because our work exposes us to so many hazards, and it is only fair that government can do it, especially when it is within the remit of the national health insurance and everything. You are supposed to be properly taken care of. But the complaints we get from some of our members is that sometimes that is not the situation. Whilst other workers who are not even selling health will have it cover their spouse and their children. And to when money are there, na ye come once.
It is your money Makamana say. The entire quality of the strike.
Yeah, country.
And I'm quality of the strike, you know.
Like I told you, it was a directive by the National Labour Commission. And we couldn't have reneged a directive that have been submitted by
is it about
a body that is equated to High Court. Yeah, so
more salary.
Well, so our salary is also nothing to write home about. I have had colleagues when I show them my pay slip, and sometimes your peer who say, "Nyami shirawo na wo body kakra ya na manfo officer." Skawo.
Say oh body kama.
And so your peer, then they will conveniently look on me to pay. In a discussion when I submitted my pay slip to them, some of them said they owe me an apology. Because my money was not even up to some of them, their allowances, working in the financial institution. So our pays generally in Ghana is nothing to write home about. What we cannot do to ourselves is to treat ourselves with disrespect and contempt. And that is what exactly happened in the case of the medical laboratory that resulted in
You
what
think
happened.
they don't respect you people?
Exactly what it is.
Why?
When essential caregiver are submitted to you that they are working unhappily and this is their frustration, and so within this period 14 days now, what you mean, if you do not add for us to have conversation about it, they will say not duty bearers here not afraid yedi akadia 200 afraid no modi echi church niama ebe 2 bedroom when in fact they know our contact and we wrote to them now. What are these mark of? It's mark of a certain disrespect and contempt.
Well, it's happened before 2 years back as most started negotiation 2 years.
2 years down the line.
What is the problem? What is a buying ministry paying for so
it has been a frustrating journey, I'm telling you. Because throughout this period of negotiation, it has always been the case, say, we had to come into the public space, agitate before we are invited.
They call you in
for negotiation. And so that has been the case we have gone through until we got to a point where we needed a certain financial mandate from the Ministry of Finance. On the conditions of service, no, and some of them are non-monetary. And the non-monetary need Onua. And after monetary, no, dia yebetia every IGF most there and they partial no magia to meneko because on abaiма conditions of service none the fapim jina IGF so it is a lot of
internally generated funds from within the Ayasabia
and a lot of nothing. That be it is subject to the availability of funds. And you, a manager, you will prioritize operational costs over paying conditions of service. And Yaka say, Ghana, most of the health workers, in our conditions of service, we have what we call the 13th month salary. 1 month more salary in December.
My GB will happen.
In
December, but last year no month.
No, last year, but last 2 years.
And December, ubeji double. But around the Nekoya will research. Obia Sanka. Because can you?
And when was it? Was it just last year or it's been happening?
It's been happening. I mean, the long and short of it is that say abaimal conditions of service. Nani fapim ejina IGF so a oma ohwe. As you said, they are ordering inside new farm ma wade.
Entire sabia na yes can ya untumi nya no hwe. So o ma kwan say Mo generating
subject to the availability of funds.
Now,
say yeah koi unim say first no nanka buying etua facilities no light bills idea. So no to me free IGF no and my managers no e bi on benya ska etua. Say amini we ka say baby ami me adwuma no ye light bill bubruja enti e betua wie kra no na sikano ebi kai ma wanya fia bi kra dia atua sa conditions of service no enti the American say amount conditions of service na the fapping ejina IGF so a lot of nothing ya amount nothing
it is a mo better
say dia ye be ni say at least National Labour Commission submitted some important directives. One, and he say Fair Wages and Salary Commission should make sure they they get the necessary mandate from the Ministry of Finance. After negotiation, it was all be a free Ministry of Finance with capacity to commit. The ministry should be part of it.
No,
so Musha say latest by Wednesday. That's right. I was say yes, yeah. Now you're having negotiation so that we can come to them and come and report. With this,
that deputy minister because a bit more man
chief director
chief director cried so on to be a deputy minister and
she say ya omoji tu akwemu no ye nyarishe mu kakra say ye kon na ye kokan ebia
ebefa ti entwen ukwada wai ukwada ebesa afre ebisa ya wada ne afre ebisa sa mokoye no minister na mu bai
dia mesre ni say
chief director ne bai
mamunja ye wokwemu muma ye ndi akiri na ye nyina ye nhwe say dia lab for
but see sometimes so mu penifo na ya mo penifo president vice chairman hwan ya mo yesimo ni aban dampem ya huram na asa mani abremo yes right quality fee oh mo dey mama yes anko mo dey na mo ma for etra kwaje
hello dear
ya accuse mo say won cry say yen ka
they almost lynch our general secretary
sir
ekakakan ko mo bu when we
mo yes mo resume no
I tell you
okay
no on the office it was almost attacked. It took cool heads amongst the people who came to prevail upon them. And she also know the leadership hazards. Because a leader, when you are taking decisions, it is not only based on the emotions. Here you are before a National Labour Commission who has the powers of a high court. And you cannot renege on the submissions that they direct. And so, under those circumstances, you need to tread consciously. And so that is exactly what we have done. And we are hopeful. But when National Labour Commission, Emrano, etraha. Mrani can say, Anka yenu ayaya pomuduma, ye frey essential caregivers.
Yes.
So, how be say, within 72 hours, 3 days.
Momonya doctor for.
Everybody saying,
but essential service.
And I'm so momonya doctors no I'm so come ho na Ghana nyine bufa so.
Because we want you moja
for. And I only me nya say, although you essential worker. E ba no doctor for nsemo.
As a country, we have submitted all the leadership positions in the government hospital to only doctors. The advisor to the president
Dr. Ni.
On health issues is a medical doctor.
Yes, it's Yasari. Doctor is Yasari.
Dia upapa etiase no.
Udi ade. Ba upapa ni hodia.
Lab for we are orphans in the health sector. Even in the hospital management. Even in the hospital management, we are not part. Now there minister.
Even within the hospital, no? Even within management crown, more labs for no moon
Is it because Mona Monko prayer and Nase?
But that's serious.
No.
It means when you have issues in the hospital.
Listen. Meanwhile, the money that goes into the kitty for disbursement, majority of the money comes from the lab. And you could see that when we embark on this journey, managers were frustrated.
Yes, because money wasn't coming.
And the managers themselves have issues with them. The managers of our healthcare institutions are not managing with the professionals.
That brings money into the healthcare.
They are managing clients. But the preoccupation of management is to manage the professionals.
Your workers.
That work. But why they are not managing professionals?
It's deep.
It's because they themselves, they have been trained technically to manage clients. So instead of managing us,
they are managing the
clients.
sick.
They manage us to take care of clients. Why? Which manager in Ghana submitted something in our favor that these people will manage them, and what they are asking they deserve? We were left as orphans.
But have you also made yourself too relevant enough?
Oh, but the relevance.
Do they have to make themselves
the relevance?
It's the money that comes into the
relevance by what we suffered under COVID was clear.
Yes.
It was clear. At that time, nobody even knew about us. But COVID came to the fore. Now, Fedobia who say, "Sir, healthcare no
lab no
decision now you're taking ni fapim."
Lab so. Let me shout. Dr. Franklin Amartey Amarh. Ena yene na twetwen common first vice chair. Mobile saying.
First vice chairman.
Debbie mobile MELPWU. Mobile MELPWU. Okay, MELPWU. Let me share my papa. Ate na ya mompa ya wada. Ebedi ekri ni ahwa asem ne pomasibre. Entina no wa moa. Okwa ya sabia to de bia doctor betimi ahwe me hwa me susu se wanya malaria me susu se anso betimi atrese simesi a no bente anya malaria na lab technician on na be lab test hu se wo typhoid wo malaria ana se wo yare bi lab technician and it determine whether you have a kidney problem, you have any problem at all. It has to do with the labs.
Onua 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM.